Hello my friends, it's Soga the Geek here, and for this review we're going to take a look at the new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition Action Comics #1 Superman. That is a heck of a title. So this is McFarlane's new subline of Collector Edition figures. They run about an extra $8 to $10 off a normal figure. This one was $21.99 on Amazon, and yeah. So this is the first in this new edition. You can see #1 right there. So what makes this a collector edition? So I guess first of all, it comes with a stand for the card, a nice little plastic stand for the trading card, and then the figure comes with, you know, an accessory, the chains. And then that's about it. I don't think there's any extra hands, or I don't see any extra heads in here for this. And this figure itself, you know, this body, while I like it a lot, has been used a few times. It's not a new sculpt. So I guess I hope they do more actual collector-oriented figures, or, you know, I guess sets. I mean, I guess you compare this to like NECA, or I guess, well, NECA's the only one that comes to mind, but when they call something a collector edition, they sell it for, you know, over $30. It comes with a bunch of extra accessories at least, and I feel like it gives you a little bit more for the value. So for me, you know, calling this a collector edition, I don't really see it. I mean, even the figure itself, it's a great figure. I really love it. I love the head sculpt. I love the looks, but, you know, this could have very well been a regular Multiverse release. So calling this a collector edition seems a little bit odd. I hope that this changes in the future and you get more accessories, extra heads, things to, you know, really get your money's worth if you're going to spend an extra $8 to $10 on a figure. I feel like it should at least have some extra things to it. I still really glad I got this figure. It's a beautiful Superman figure. Classic 1938 Action Comics #1, you know, Superman. So, you know, instant buy for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the collector line. So there you go. Well, let's get that out of the way, and let's go ahead and take this guy out of the packaging and take a closer look. Alright, so here is the figure outside of the packaging. So it does come with a flight stand with a fancy black DC logo on it. I love that. Love the DC logo on anything. So there you go. That is cool. Then it comes with the trading card, which has its own little stand. As you can see there, there's a trading card. I do like these stands. Honestly, for me, I'm not going to really use them just because I don't have any shelf space for them. But I think for maybe a collector who doesn't buy that many McFarlane figures, or, you know, doesn't have that, I would say, big of a collection, who are just starting out with their collection, these are probably really cool because you probably have the space for them, but I don't, unfortunately, so I don't really plan on displaying the cards. But I think it's a nice touch. If you're going to give a trading card, it's cool that it has a stand for it, so you could actually do something with it. I'm sure you can get really creative with these trading cards and, you know, put them all on a shelf, and that'd be kind of cool. So I do like the trading card stand. Then the figure itself, and then it does come with another stand, a more traditional stand, but again, it has a nice silver DC logo on it. And then as for the figure itself, so here he is. This is, again, the same Superman they've released a couple of times. Just for an example, here is the Superman from the Doomsday 2-pack from Target that was just released. Here is the Rebirth Superman. So they are all using that infected Superman body buck. And I like it. I know a lot of folks are kind of tired of this body. I totally understand why. It's been used quite a bit. For me, I love the body buck. I also like that they've done different versions of Superman using that body, because it's kind of cool that you have the same body with different costumes on it. I've always kind of liked that concept. I like it when they use the same body and have different costumes on it. So for me, I still like this body buck quite a bit. I do hope, well, it'd be cool to get a new sculpt, but I wouldn't mind a few more versions of this, honestly, with different costumes. We'll have like a new 52 version of this, you know, all the different versions of Superman over the years with this body, just so you could have a nice consistent shelf. I think it would look really good together. So that's my opinion on this. That's my 2 cents. But totally understand the folks who say, like, hey, it's time to do a new Superman sculpt. I, of course, would love a new Superman sculpt because I love Superman and would love a new sculpt. But there you go. So this figure is definitely reusing that body type. But let's take a closer look at this figure itself, though, and take a look at the new head sculpt and the paint and all that good stuff. So let's take him off here. So there he is. I love the head sculpt. I think it looks fantastic. It's a very like 30s classic looking Superman in my opinion. So I think it looks awesome. Look at that. There it is. Sorry my lighting's not the best today, but there we go. It's a little bit better. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, really nice head sculpt there. The paint looks good. They didn't paint the loops on the belt, or for some reason that would have been nice. I mean, I hate it when they don't paint the loops on the belt, but there it is. Obviously this is a repaint, so you can see the red boots there. It's just been painted blue. So okay, there's that. And then yeah, there's the rest of the figure. So this is the 1930s Superman, no S on the back of the cape. But the S shield, I'm fine that it's not like a raised S shield, just because, you know, his first costume, or really most of his, well, actually for Superman, it's never really had a raised S. I think Lee Bermejo had a raised S. The New 52 has a raised S. But I think the current incarnation of Superman doesn't even have like a raised S. It's just a part of his costume. Very classic, very classic. So I'm fine with that. But yeah, there he is. So I do love this figure quite a bit. You know, I know I did complain about the price and things like that, but overall I'm glad they made this figure. I love classic looking figures like this, especially for Superman. He is my favorite character, so man, give me every version of Superman. There is a platinum version of this figure that has like his second version of his costume from like Superman #1. That's just a random platinum chase figure. So be on the lookout for that. Rob D Toys, if you follow him on Instagram, that lucky guy actually got it randomly from, I think, a Big Bad Toy Store. So he has some pictures of it, but check that out. But there you have it. So I guess final thoughts. I like this figure quite a bit, just because it's an awesome Superman figure. I do wish it was just a regular standard DC Multiverse figure. I don't really think that it's worth the extra price, you know, just for some, you know, extra plastic chains. I mean, this is a normal accessory. I think that could have been included on a DC Multiverse figure, in my opinion. It's cool. I'll probably display him with the chains because that's a cool effect there. But for me, if you're going to do a collector, if you're going to call something a collector figure, man, you know your audience, the collecting audience. So you better have extra hands, extra heads, extra weapons, and really, you know, make it worth that price point. Because I think most of us who are collectors are willing to pay that $30 price point if you give us a lot of extra accessories and really justify that price point. So that's my 2 cents. This is the first figure in this new line, so hopefully we get more accessories and more, you know, collector oriented things in the future. But for now, there he is. There is the Man of Steel. There is Superman Action Comics #1. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, follow me on Instagram for more pictures, content, comparisons, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day.